Hello again, friends. This is Lindsay for Fontsy, and in today's tutorial, we're going to be showing you how to cut multicolored designs in Cricut Design Space with your Cricut. So you can cut any multicolored design that you like. We're going to be cutting these designs to make some really super cute mason jar toppers. So we'll show you how to make these as well. But first, go ahead and open up Cricut Design Space, and we'll go ahead and get started.
All right, so open here in Cricut Design Space are 3 designs that we want to cut out of heat transfer vinyl. And these designs you can find in the Southern Belle SVG bundle at Fontsy. And there's a link in the video description to check it out. And you can see that there are multicolors in these designs. So there's black lettering, there's this tan, orange, red, and green. So we're going to be using different colors of HTV. So now that I have them designed exactly how I want them to look, I'm going to go to Make It in the top corner. And one of the nice things about Cricut Design Space is that it's going to sort the different design elements into different matte colors. So here's all the elements that were black on one mat. Here's the orange mat, that light tan, the green, and the red. But what you may notice is that with the green circles, they're no longer nested together like they were in the original design. And same with the black. So the Faith, Arrow, and Family, that design stayed together nicely, but this circle monogram is jumbled, and so is this other monogram as well. So we're gonna have to go ahead and fix that because we don't want them cut out that way. So let's click cancel in the bottom corner. And so now what we're gonna do to ensure that the elements that are the same color that we want to stay together will stay together. And we'll do that by selecting both of them. So I'll select both of these circles. And in the right panel over here, you can see that both of them are selected. And I'll right click over that and click attach. All right, and so you can see now that these 2 circles are attached together. And so we'll want to do the same thing with this monogram in the middle. So I'm going to select the D. I'll hold shift on my keyboard, click the R and the L. You can also attach by going down to the bottom here and clicking the attach button. And so now these items are attached as well. And then we'll go to the circle monogram here. And what you can see is that in this panel here, the circle monogram stays together in this design space here. The letters are grouped together, but as you could see in the cutting panel on the mat, that they didn't stay together. So even items that are grouped together still need to be attached so that Cricut will know to cut those items in the orientation that you want. So let's go ahead and select this group, and we'll click attach in the bottom here. Great, now we can go back to Make It. The different elements will be sorted into different matte colors, and then as you can see now, the monograms have stayed in the correct way that we want them cut out, and all the different design elements are grouped together onto different mats so we can cut them out by color. So we'll start at mat number 1 here. These are all the elements that will be cut in black HTV. And when you are using heat transfer vinyl, you do want to mirror the design before cutting. And so there's a button here to do that. And so we can flip that switch. Since all of these will be cut in HTV, we'll go ahead and do that for all of these mats. But most of the rest of the designs are symmetrical, so it probably wouldn't matter if we didn't mirror them, but probably best to get into the habit of always remembering to mirror designs that we intend to cut in HTV. So I'll click on mat number 1 here, and then I'm going to click continue, and then Cricut Design Space will connect to my Cricut via Bluetooth. So I'm using the Cricut Maker. And now I'll set the material that I intend to use, which is heat transfer vinyl. And then I'll make sure that the correct blade is loaded into the machine. And I'll then load a piece of black HTV onto the mat. Now, if you have different size scraps of black HTV, what you can do is when you click on this mat here, let's click edit here. Now what we can do is we can put one scrap of HTV in one corner here of the mat, and then we'll keep this design with that scrap of HTV here, and then we'll put another scrap of HTV in the bottom corner. So what I'm doing is just making sure that the design on the mat is positioned where I'm actually putting the HTV on the actual cutting mat. And then click done. Then go ahead and load the mat into the machine and press the load button on the Cricut. And then press the flashing go button and the Cricut will start to cut out your designs. All right, now that the Cricut is done cutting, then Cricut Design Space will let us know to unload the material. So press the unload button on the Cricut machine. And then in Cricut Design Space, you'll see that the number 2 mat is now selected. There's a check mark in the left-hand corner of this mat number 1 because we've already cut that one out. And so now we can go ahead and cut out this mat number 2. We are using the same material, so we don't need to change anything there. So go ahead and then remove the black HTV, the cut pieces from the mat, and then load on the orange. And you'll want to load it in the same position in this upper left-hand corner that it is on this virtual mat. Put it in the same spot on the actual mat. If you wanted to put it someplace else, remember you can just click and drag it someplace else. Just remember to put the actual HTV in that same position. And then you're gonna just repeat the same steps as you did before. Load the mat into the machine. Press the flashing go button. And then the Cricut will start cutting out the material. Once it's done, you're going to repeat these same steps with all the other different colors of HTV on their different mats until you have cut out all the different colored elements of your design. And then you can go ahead and weed out the excess HTV and press onto the desired surface. We are making these mason jar lid covers. And we'll use the Cricut mini press to press the HTV onto a piece of fabric. And then we'll place the piece of fabric on the top of a mason jar and screw the lid on. And these make great party favors and personalized gifts. And if you like the designs that we used, you'll find it in the Southern Belle SVG bundle at Fontsy. So click the link in the video description to check it out. And then thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.